Hey guys, how's it going? I thought I'd do a quick video today just showing my Spyderco collection. I don't have a massive collection by any means, but they definitely are my favorite production knife company. And I do have a few, so I thought I'd kind of just go over real quick what I have and some really quick thoughts on each of the blades. So first up, I'll show you these. This is the Spyderco, I think it's Grasshopper, Honeybee, and I do have the Bug, the smallest one somewhere. Just can't find it right now. But I keep the Honeybee, I think, on my keys all the time. And it's funny, you might EDC a bigger knife all the time, but this is the one that gets the most use. And actually, the Grasshopper, I think this is the Grasshopper, you can see the size is actually a very, I think, can I get it open one-handed? Get open one-handed. It's actually a pretty decent pocket knife, sort of like a gents folder, because they are slip joints, they don't lock at all. 8CR 13 MOV, Chinese made, but and heavy because they have the stainless handles as well. But this one actually is pretty sizable, as you can see, and I wouldn't be, I guess I wouldn't feel under-equipped if I were to EDC a blade like this, especially like an office environment or something like that. Obviously, you're going outside or you're doing anything else, you might want a bigger blade, but this on its own is actually a pretty capable blade. So yeah, first up, I guess we'll start left to right, make sure they're all in frame. I just did a video on this one. It's still in the bag. Still haven't cut anything with it yet. This is the orange Sprint Run Dodo. Cool knife, S30V. Interesting blade shape. A few I've seen it on the forums a couple times too. A lot of people have some issues with the grind lines on it and having the actual secondary bevel have scratches on it, but I don't know. It's like I said, I think it's an investment for me. I still haven't paper cut anything. I haven't tested it or anything like that. It's a cool blade. I'm glad I have one. It's my first sprint run. I think going forward I'll probably only buy sprint runs because I kind of want to move away from buying the $60–70 run-of-the-mill blades and maybe save my money for the more higher end ones. But that's my first Spyderco, my most recent, the orange Dodo. I can't really talk about it much because I haven't really done anything with it. Next up we have the Sage 1, which is the carbon fiber version. Really good knife. D10 on this one's a little bit weak. You can see if just a little bit of a hand flick you can open it up, but not a huge downfall. Everything else on it is absolutely perfect. I haven't found one flaw on this. I've carried it a little bit, not a lot. S30V again, just perfect blade shape for EDC. Really good grip, good ergonomics. Really like that blade. So that's the Sage 1. Next up we have my Delica. I only have one Delica. To me, this is the perfect EDC blade in terms of size, shape. A lot of guys like to EDC these big zero tolerance thick blades or whatever, but to me this blade can do it all. It's a lockback, nice and strong. VG10, which I don't like a lot. Haven't had very good luck with VG10 from Spyderco, but could just be me. I got the blue one. Fits my hand really nicely. Really good position when you get your thumb there. I really like this blade, so I've had this one for quite a while. Used it quite a bit. Next up we have the black Paramilitary 2. Great blade. I like the Paramilitary 2. I'm not crazy about it. Like a lot of people seem to be really just head over heels, freaking out because of the ergonomics or whatever. But I definitely like the blade. It's definitely a good blade, good shape. It definitely feels good. Everything else, but just doesn't blow me away the same way it seems to be blowing other people away. So I don't know. I'm glad I have it. I'm not usually a fan of the coated blades, but in this case, this is what they had in stock when I went there. Got a pretty good price on it, and yeah, I've been EDCing this one a lot. I don't know if you can see, it's actually pretty dirty. So it's become sort of the shop knife, user knife. I usually have this one on me, so I definitely enjoy it. My favorite, no, but definitely not my least favorite either. Next up, we have the Spyderco UK PK. I got the drop point in the blue FRN handles. These are slip joints, so they do not lock. I EDC'd this for quite a while. There's no liners in it at all, so it's super light. And this is the CTS BD1 steel. And I actually cut myself quite a few times on this knife because you start playing with it and there's no lock to disengage, so you're moving it around, and I nicked myself a couple times. But a great EDC knife, especially for someone who doesn't need that big tactical style blade. This is more than capable. It's got a hollow grind, so it's nice and lean. And it's already thin stock to begin with, so pair that with a hollow grind. Definitely a super sharp blade. I really like that knife, and for I think $35 or something like that, couldn't say no to that one. Next up, another blade. One of my favorite Spyderco knives that I've owned or that I've ever seen them come up with is the Spyderco Endura. I got the brown version, but and I know they offer it in other steels and in G10 and stuff, but again, I don't like the VG10. But other than that, it's a super. This would be kind of like my backup blade or my pocket blade if I was going hiking or camping or something like that, because it's got, I think, close to like a 4-inch blade or something like that, and fills the hand really nicely. The bidirectional texturing on the FRN scales is super aggressive, and I like that. Jimping feels good. Just a really good blade, lots of reach on it, and I really like the Enduro overall. I'll probably try to pick up one of the G10 versions or the ZDP steel one or something like that, just because I really do like this blade. So that's I carried that one for quite a bit. I don't have the clip on it right now. I do have a puck clip for it though. Next up we have this was my first ever Spyderco. I got my dad to pick it up for me from a shop. This is the Spyderco Tenacious, the much beloved. Even I still love this blade. I haven't carried it in a long time. Maybe I will now that I'm looking at it again. But this is, obviously one of Spyderco's biggest successes, if you will. Everyone seems to own one of these knives, and if they don't, you probably should, because they're just wicked. I remember getting mine and just being in love with it, and now I have Spydercos that are worth 4 times as much, but this is still just a great knife. Liner lock. It's made in China, but the fit and finish and the quality control is actually really good on it. Zero blade play. I really like this blade. So it's interesting. I literally haven't probably done this with it, handled it at all in probably 4 or 5 months. So it's interesting to have it out again. Remember how good it feels in the hand. So that's the another Spyderco I have. And lastly, I have one of the Manix 2s with the sort of saber grind on it. Again, this is hollow grind, nice and sharp. 154 cm. Good steel, not the best, but definitely a good steel. Great feel to this blade. I love, just like the Paramilitary 2, this one's actually even a little more fine than the Paramilitary 2, but the G10 texturing, it's so fine that you almost can't even feel the texturing. It's just like a very, very, very fine sand paper, kind of like that, something like that, but maybe like a 400 grit or something. But I really like that because it does give texture. Like, you can hear my thumb scrape across it, and it does grab your skin, but it's not so aggressive that you could like leave impressions on your skin. It's just nice and smooth. I don't mean smooth, I just mean it provides texture, but in a less aggressive way than like the bidirectional on one of the Delicas or Enduras. This one has the ball bearing lock, sort of the caged ball bearing. I used this one for quite a while. Super smooth. I really like the blade. Very heavy because the liners aren't milled out at all. It has full stainless steel liners all the way around the blade, and I know it's supposed to be sort of a heavy duty knife, but it does add quite a bit of weight to it. So that's the last Spyderco I have to show you guys. So that's my modest collection, along with the sort of bug series. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sort of just a brief overview, so thanks for watching, guys.